My name is Ashley Blount. For the last year, I've proudly served as Executive Director of Black Infinity Collective and have worked with the organization since 2019. Since its founding in 2016, BIC has been a freedom-fighting, movement-building organization dedicated to the healing and liberation of Black people throughout the state of Connecticut. We've been committed to eradicating barriers to housing for Connecticut's Black diaspora. In collaboration with the broader movement, we've supported the implementation of policies for a winter eviction moratorium and just cause evictions. Free from bureaucracy and red tape, we offered resources to community members to prevent eviction and mitigate food insecurity via the Queen Nanny Freedom Lab. We provided groceries to 150 families and redistributed nearly $85,000 to community members and mutual aid initiatives around the state. We worked tirelessly through the intense pressures brought on by the COVID pandemic, the resurgence of the Black liberation movement, as well as the subsequent fascist backlash of these movements. But despite our impact, it is with much love and a heavy heart that I announce that our time as an organization has come to an end. A nonprofit can't survive without funding and sustainable support on regional and state levels. And BIC is not alone. Many Black-led organizations nationwide are sunsetting, and organizers are choosing to take on different roles in movement work. BIC has been through a myriad of trials and trauma. The legacy of the organization was tarnished, and it was difficult to move forward. We wish we would have been a bit more transparent with community members, but given the sensitive nature of these issues, we couldn't be. We paid a hefty price for protecting those who were deemed vulnerable. Many thanks to our employees, supporters, and community leaders who stuck beside us, even when things got rough. That said, as a dark-skinned Black femme, I want to be clear about the reasons that contributed to the close of this chapter. To our community, lack of support and community buy-in is one of the reasons we've come to this decision. As a community, we're quick to shut out community members without as much as a phone call. We share stories about each other that might be personal, but it deeply affects our work. The movement community knows all the words, theories, and freedom fighters, but what good is this without the praxis? I have several questions for the wider organizing community. How are you for the movement, but continue to talk down about the movement and the people who work tirelessly? Why are we quick to create containers of isolation, but slow to move towards circles of transformational justice? Who can hold space for the movement, hurt, and trauma? It's one thing not to like someone as a result of personal interactions, but to utilize that as disdain has become the new normal in our movement. Sadly, it seems as if we're more concerned with what we don't like about each other rather than focusing on those places where we align. If we cannot reach alignment, how will we reach liberation? There's a need for work that is led by community and supported by the community. As we close this chapter for BIC, we hold traditional funders accountable who continue to uphold rigorous grant processes, look for quantitative data rather than material impact on movement, without much financial return for smaller organizations. When funders make small nonprofit organizations compete for funding, it causes a disruption in the work in between organizers. How do you expect us to build coalitions if you have us competing for funds? In this way, we will never get free. Despite the challenges, I want to celebrate the incredible Black leaders and movement-building organizations across our state who are doing vital work in their local communities, regions, and with our youth. These organizations continue to fight and dismantle institutional structures to get us closer to liberation. They are the backbone of our movement, keeping hope alive even in the face of adversity. We cannot rely on the efforts of these leaders alone. We need to continue to build and strengthen local organizations that can dismantle the oppressive systems that hold us back. Now is the time to come together as a movement to connect the dots and build powerful coalitions that can support and uplift Black people statewide. We must rise to meet this challenge, drawing on the strength of our community and the unshakable belief in a more just future. Let us take this moment to renew our commitment to the fight, to each other, and to the liberation of our people. As I look to the future, I carry with me the lessons I've learned and the love I have for Black people in our liberation movement. I stand on the shoulders of giants, the activists, faith leaders, and freedom fighters who came before me. Their example shows me that the path to liberation may be difficult, but the fight is a righteous one. I am committed to carrying on their legacy, to being a light for my people, and keeping the flame of resistance.
So that everything goes out the window, we talk about survival. That's all. They can cut all that junk about poverty program, education, housing, welfare. We talking about survival, and brothers and sisters, we gon' survive America. We gon' survive America.
I see something in you, it's all I do.